Hi everyone. So for those who know me, you all know me, Rixie, Amrika. For those who don't know me, my name is Amrika Ushan Mutru, the real Amrika Ushan Mutru. This has taken me a little time to do. Unfortunately, it's right after Carnival, and while I would have wanted to share more positive news, I was forced to be in a position where I had to do this video. There has been a scandal, a saga, for want of a better word, that has been happening since Monday. I am in a position where I am frustrated. I could not believe my eyes with what was taking place, and just to get straight to the point, my ID was being shared throughout social media on different apartment for rent platforms, as though I scammed someone of their money. And it was brought to my attention by a close friend of mine, and in viewing the post, I would have seen numerous persons who would have known me, even persons who did not know me, realize this could never be a scam if the person that lost their money paid to somebody else that wasn't on the ID. Lo and behold, I'm going to share, because the question has been out there and people have been asking, well, how did they get your ID in the first place? So I'll start there. In October of last year, I would have been in search of an apartment for myself. I had been hunting for a few months, and within the months of September, October, November, I was desperately in need of an apartment. I wanted to regain my independence. I wanted to get a space to put my things in. I wanted to be comfortable, and I started hunting for an apartment. And in so doing, I would have ventured into different platforms. I also downloaded an app called pin.tt, right? My colleagues would have been helping me make calls. So every day I would have been making calls to several agents, several landlords, Express newspaper, Newsday, several newspapers. I would have been calling from their listings for apartments for rent and so on. I was even looking into real estate and questioning, trying to find a house to buy, different things like that, to see what my best options are at this age. I came across several agents, several apartments. Now, what PinTT does, they require you, or there's an option or search bar where it says you can zone into what your specific requirements are, whether it's a 2-bedroom, whether you could cater for pets, whether you need parking, whether it's a secured facility with a remote control gate, that kind of thing. And it also helps you to zone into the areas, whether it's East-West Corridor, whether it's Arima, whether it's Tong, whatever. So I had been searching for some time, and I came across a couple apartments that I was really interested in. One in particular, I called, and whole day, my co-workers and myself, and we called, because this apartment was literally like a steal of a deal for $3,200. 2-bedroom apartment. There was a loft, the kitchen was nice, the living room space was nice, and it basically was in an area that I really liked, right? So we called. I never got through with the number. We called from morning while I was on work till the evening. We were still calling the number. It just kept ringing. Nobody answered the phone. 2 days after, was around Diwali time. 2 days after, I got a call from a number that I did not recognize. Obviously, I had been calling so many numbers, some of which I saved for the ones that I really liked, and I saved it under the type of apartment and the name that was advertising it, and some of them I did not get to save because of time constraints and so on. I didn't get to save the information. So I received this call from this person, this woman, and she said, you were calling my number and I saw it called numerous times. I'm just returning the call. I said, well, I really don't know who it is, because I've been calling several people for some days, for a few weeks now. She said, did you call concerning an apartment? I said, yes, but I don't know which one. So she said, well, my name is Miss Alexander, and I have several apartments. So I was like, oh my gosh, Miss Alexander, yes, I was trying to get onto you whole day. This woman was sounding so human, she explained she wasn't well, and she's not returning the calls, and she realized with the amount of calls that called to the number, she realized that it's somebody that really wanted a place or whatever. So I explained my situation, and she said, okay, well, tomorrow you could come and view the apartments. And she gave me some other options because she asked me which area. I told her which area, and then she gave me another option because of where I'm working. And I said, yes, I don't mind seeing it. I finish work at 2:30. I could come and view the place in the afternoon if that's okay with you. She said, okay, no problem. Right? I would add the munches of our conversation here just as proof to show the direction that conversation went into, because we would have spoken from the 25th. Actually, no, we would have spoken. I would have tried to reach on to her like the 22nd, which should have been the Friday. The 24th, she contacted me, and the 25th is when I messaged her. And she started sending me pictures of the place that she was going to let me view in Barataria. So the Monday, I went to view the place. She contacted me the morning. I responded to her. I called her before school was over. She sent me the apartment pictures, and she sent me a location. After work, I had time to kill. I went straight to the apartments after work. I parked up in front of the place. I did a little reconnaissance, that cadet soldier kind of vibe in here. You want to wreck the place. So I parked up, looked at the space. I realized it had no gate. It had no burglar proof or anything. So I'm also thinking, what would be my position as an artist, as a female living on my own, coming into a space where the hours I'm doing rehearsals, I'm coming from shows and so on, would it be suitable for me? However, from the pictures that she showed, I really like the inside of the place. I like where it was situated. It was convenient. It was easily accessible, and it was easy to get to the highway and, that kind of thing. She called me. She asked if, I got to the place. I said, yes, I'm here already. I said, where are you? She said, well, I'm not coming because I'm not feeling well, and I'm from Southside. And she was like, girl, I'm from Southside. I'm really not feeling well. I don't have transport to come up the road. But there's supposed to be a gentleman there by the name of Mr. Solomon. Are you not seeing somebody there? I said, no. She said, okay, give me 2 minutes. She called me back in 2 minutes. She said, well, I called Mr. Solomon and he went in town to do something. I said, so what am I supposed to do? She said, well, the place is supposed to be open upstairs. Take a walk upstairs and see. So I know, it have no gate or anything like that, but I say, take a walk upstairs. She said, no, go ahead. I said, I'm not going to walk in people here, and because I know she's an agent, she said, no, I'm telling you, go upstairs, America. And she's literally calling my name, and she's being personal, right? And so I walked up the stairs of the apartment. She said, turn the knob and see if it could open. You could go inside and check the place. It could not open. It was locked. I said, no, it's locked. She said, but you're seeing through the apartment. I said, yes. I said, but I'm not seeing any cupboards in the kitchen. She said, that's all right. She said, if you want the place, you could go ahead and take it. I will send my information. You could make a deposit for the place, and I would use the money. She said, girl, I just have so much apartments all over, and people just take it like that because it's just 3,200 for 2 bedrooms, but it just go fast. She said, what I could do, you could send the deposit, and I'll use that same deposit for the workman, and the workman will put in the cupboard. So she said, how soon you want the place? I said, well, I wanted it for months end. It's already the 25th of October. She said, yeah, we could work that out. I said, and what's happened to the burglar proof and thing? She said, yeah, don't worry, I could get that by this week, ting. Said, okay, I'm thinking about it, but then it bothered me. I didn't see the person. I have not been inside of the place, and you literally trying to convince me to send money to you, right? You had to use your head. Good? So, I walking on the step now, going back in the car. She called me back again. She said, here what? Because she keep telling me, well, I can make the deposit. I said, no, I can't. I need to see inside the place. Here, she said, here what? There's another place in Barataria. You could go there now. It's have a lady there, a relative of mine. I will call and tell her to expect you. All you do when you park up in front of the gate, just pull the gate and walk in the yard. The apartment's supposed to be open. This lady, I'm telling you, she do her research, right? So, went to the place, pull open the gate at watching, and I see a lady watching straight from another apartment, watching straight out to the road, and she kind of watching, man, she waving, and I'm on the phone with the so-called Miss Alexander, and she's saying, have you seen a lady there? I say, yes, seen a lady. So I walk up towards the lady, and I'm smiling, a little old lady. I say, I'm your Miss Alexander relative. She told me about the apartment. She's like, yeah, the apartment open, but the way the lady looked at me, she was no relative to the lady. She was as confused as I was feeling, right? She said, the apartment there, you could go out. I said, could I take a video of the place? Just, She said, yeah, you could go ahead. Oh, Lordy. Storage. Cupboards. Bedroom. Bedroom. Bathroom area. Bathroom and shower. Toilet. Ta-da! Pixie. So, there's a nice pantry as well. Yeah. The apartment was really nice. Another 2-bedroom, but my head was set on that 2-bedroom that I saw with the upstairs. So by that time, Miss Alexander told me, go look through the place, I'll call you back just now. So I look into the place, think she called me back about 5-10 minutes. She said, see the place, you like that, you prefer that apartment, you can get that today. She said, just deposit the money and thing. I said, no, I don't really want this one. I say, I like the one that I saw upstairs. She said, all right, here what bank account you with? And she was just persistent with this bank information. She said, which bank you with? I said, Republic. She said, well, here I have a Royal, but I will send my daughter Republic Bank information, Michelle Poop. She says, send me your ID and thing, and send me your job letter, and we will push forward from there. She said, but she had to go, she will call me back a little later. Now, mind you, the day before that, when I spoke to her, I spoken to her about another friend who was looking for an apartment as well, who has a daughter. And so I had reached out to her, told her, say, come and meet me, so. So when I left Barretario, I headed in the direction of Trinity to go and meet my friend. Met my friend in Trinity Mall, and on spot, this Miss Alexander calls my phone. Yeah? She calls my phone. She says, you thought about it, ting. This was about a little after 5 minutes to 6. She called the phone. She said whatever she had to say. I said, well, I'm here with my friend who I spoke to her about. She ended up talking to her on the phone same time and telling her, don't worry, I could get a place for you close to where you're working, ting. And it's the same to the 202-bedroom thing. And we say, all right, well, we can't do it this week. So my friend said, well, Saturday I can make arrangements to meet with you and we could see that place that she was going to show my friend. Lo and behold, I left there. I said, okay, Miss Alexander, I'll talk to you soon. Ting. I went rehearsal. Reached down to rehearsal, and as I sat down in rehearsal, 7 o'clock, I had sent her my ID card. I sent her my job letter, which you will see in the pictures as when it later on in this video. And I also asked her to send her ID, which she did. She sent the front of the ID, right? For Arlene Alexander. Now, please note, some of the names that I'm calling are also persons whose identity was stolen. Because the person in Miss Alexander I was speaking to, she stole that person's identity, sent me the front of the person's ID card, just like she did me to others, which you will see later on. Good. So I'm at rehearsal, 7 o'clock in the night, and she's calling me. I used my common sense here. As soon as she sent me the ID card, I immediately went and searched on Facebook to see if it says this person is a real person or not. I realized the profile picture had one picture and it wasn't moving, and because it was private, I could not see who the person was. Obviously, I saw they were mutual friends, which I contacted one of them, which I would also share the conversation between me and the mutual friend. I do not want to call the person's name, but you will see the conversation and the direction it went into. Contacted the person. Yeah, so I contacted my friend on Facebook and sent him the information, told him, listen, I am supposed to rent an apartment. I explained the whole ordeal to him. Told him that I saw we are mutual friends with this person who I'm supposed to rent this place from, and I want to know if it's a legit person. So you would see the conversation after this. He advised me, as he advised his other friends and family, don't do anything if you don't have proper details, if they didn't send you proper pictures and so on. And he said he will get the information, and then he responded. He told me, hold on. He responded to the person responded to him, and clearly she did not know who I was, so he told me, don't do it, right? Don't go ahead and pay the money. Again, I contacted a friend from the bank. I sent him a voice message.
Good night. Sorry for messaging you this hour. I'm supposed to rent a place. I've been looking for an apartment, right? And I'm supposed to rent a place from a lady who I haven't met her as yet. She sent me to the place with directions. She said that she wasn't well or whatever. She sent me for the place with directions, and then we've been talking on the phone for about 2 or 3 days. I went to see the apartment. I liked the apartment, but I didn't get to go inside the apartment. So I was able to go up the step. The person that was supposed to be there at the time, he had to go in Port of Spain. So I didn't get to talk to the person. She just explained the person wasn't there, this, that, and the other. But in order for me to keep the place, which I want to do this weekend, she's telling me that I need to, well, make the deposit or whatever. She sent me her daughter's name. She says her daughter Michelle Pope and her name is Ayana Alexander, which she has an account with Royal Bank, but the daughter has an account with Republic Bank. My question is, if this is a fraud situation and I sent the money to this Michelle Pope person with the account number, what would be my position if I send the money there? Send the receipt that I sent, that's when I make the payment and all of that, and then it's some kind of fraud thing. What would be my position?
And I would have explained the situation. And in between that time, like, I was communicating with different people simultaneously. So I messaged my friend on Facebook. I sent a voice message, and I was just waiting for people to respond in a timely manner. In between that, she called my phone because I messaged her now, right? I messaged her and I asked because she's asking me to deposit the money and send the receipt of the payment, and she will organize for me to get the keys for the place, right? And I'm telling myself, why is there a rush to send the deposit for the place if it is I ain't get the keys yet? Why not make arrangements if the person's supposed to meet me tomorrow? Why not? When I meet the person tomorrow, they bring the key for me. I could make the online payment right there in front of them. I could get my receipt. I have the keys. I see the place. I'm comfortable. You know, where's the problem? Madam, Miss Scam, whoever she was that was using the Miss Alexander's ID, called me right away. And she says, America, listen, I don't have no time for no games. If it is you really want the place, let me know. If you don't want the place, I really don't have time for this because I'm not well and I don't have time to play. I would not be scamming nobody. And she literally went off on me. And in my mind, I said, listen, I don't want to upset you, but at the end of the day, I cannot send money to a person I have not met. While I understand your position, you have to understand mine. I do not know who you are. I have never even physically been inside of the place. I have never met the contractor. I have never met the Mr. Solomon or whoever else it is. And she was irate. When I hung up the phone, that gave me enough red flags to say, America, no. Even when she came off the phone, I got my response from my friend from the bank, and he immediately said, America, this would be your position. It would be a case of fraud. You would end up losing your money because you are sending money to an account, and the bank is usually like a middle ground for people to transfer funds. They are not going to determine what the reason for the transferring of the funds or depositing of the funds were for. That is something I would now have to go to police with and go to fraud squad with and whatever. And you see all of that, I wasn't going to go through all of that with all the stress I was already dealing with. So I messaged her and I told her, thank you. However, I cannot pay for a place I have not physically seen, and I can't pay to somebody I have not physically met. I told her, thank you for the opportunity to view a beautiful apartment. Take care. She immediately responded, okay, no problem. And she blocked me. That was the end of that day. I was in total shock. I communicated with my friends and they after and they say, girl, well, you get away from a scam, but really that place. And we made a joke out of it because the places as I saw was literally like a steal of a deal. It was like $4,000, $5,000 because they was charging $3,200 and you're getting lights, water, and cable. Everything was included in it. It was literally a steal of a deal. Yeah? That came and happened in October. I got through with a place by November, and December I moved into the place. So I had no care in the world about that apartment, that situation again. However, during the time after that, I would have still been searching during that October-November gap. I would have met up with a couple agents, and because of that situation, it was very hard for me to send my ID and send my job letter. So every conversation I would have had after that, I was researching, I was Googling, I was checking up websites, I was checking to see if they had any attachments or Facebook pages, or because some people who have this stuff on Pin City, when they tell you to direct your messages to the WhatsApp number. Their WhatsApp number is actually a business page that when you click on it and you see their media, you will see the houses and real estate and whatever else they are renting and selling under there. And those are the persons that I was contacting after that. I got on to another agent where I viewed a place in the East. When I met the person and I explained to her a situation that I dealt with, which was that situation with the so-called Miss Alexander, she literally told me, she said, they sent an account number. What is the account number? Before I could take it out, she said, this is the number here. This is the name here. The same Michelle Pope thing. I said, yeah. She said, somebody that I was trying to find a house with, she contacted that person as well. The same person who was trying to find an apartment contacted the Miss Alexander. And she spent her $3,200 and lost it. She said she asked me to send the messages between us. I was able to trust the lady because of the amount of information that she gave to me. And before I could tell her certain things, she was telling me certain things. And we realized that I could have easily been scammed. I sent her the information. She called me 2 days after and she told me she went to fraud squad and they told her that they could not take the information because she was not the person scammed. I then took it as I can't take the information because I wasn't scammed. It would have just been a case of information, right? So that situation died down. But she as an agent who is with an association of other agents and things, she said she would forward the information. She ended up calling the same landlord for the second place that the Miss Alexander person had sent me to. And she informed him, listen, this person is a scammer, whatever. They sent somebody to the house and the landlord was so, thankful. She even sent me the message. She said, Amrika, so is the case. I spoke to the landlord. Now I tell him this is how he needs to handle his stuff because everybody posing to be an agent. Some of them posing to be people interested in coming and viewing places, taking pictures, and then they too going and scam people. It's a whole madness going on with this renting of houses and renting of apartments and real estate and things going on out there. If you don't know, I was oblivious. Right? Only for Monday to see that my image, when I saw the picture, and I'm saying, what madness is this? And the person is attacking me on this apartments for rent page. I didn't even see messages in my messenger. I'm looking through and I'm not seeing messages from this girl. And I'm messaging on the messages and people are saying, but clearly this person's identity, we are searching up her page. She seems to be an upcoming chutney artist. And the young lady who was the victim, she was infuriated and she did not believe, there was no reasoning. So she was sharing my ID like wildfire. When I did, I had to go on the person's profile, click on messages, and then I saw messages and a missed call from her asking who I sent her to and this and that and the other. I immediately tried calling this person from Facebook because I was not going to call anybody's private number, showing my number for anybody to get my personal number. Let me just make that clear. I called her on Facebook, right? Which you will see the messages as well. I saw that she saw the missed call. Because when you call someone, you could either see when it's sent, if they did not see it or when they wasn't online. And she literally saw the missed call and did not respond or did not call me back. After 7 in the morning, she would have messaged and I was already heading down to fraud squad. By the time I was dealing with the officer and opened the messages to show him, well, I tried calling her. I would have seen that she would have messaged since after 7 saying she missed the call because it was too late. However, when I called, she was still sending messages on the apartments for Trinidad and Tobago page and responding to people, right? So I responded to her then and there and I said, I am at fraud squad right now. The officer told me that he will contact her after, letting her know what to do. She responded to me fraud squad don't take thing up to 50K. Why it is I steal her money? I don't know what she's going through at that point. The officer told me, do not respond to her again. They will sort it out. I said, okay, no problem. Lo and behold, the same day, I am getting messages. The same page that I had to message them on, and this is a problem that I had. I would have been reporting the post, reporting harassment because the girl continued to message. And the owner of the page, the apartment houses for rent Trinidad and Tobago page, they responded so insensitively that they were watching a game and the notifications was interrupting them or whatever the case is. And when I responded and I shared it on my page, they blocked me from the page as well. And then posted me up on the page in a very disrespectful manner. Right? And then posted up the girl on the page in another manner as though they were siding with her, that she reached out to me. I didn't even get an opportunity to let them know I did try contacting her and she did not answer the phone. So it felt very biased, and then they blocked me from the page, right? Lo and behold, the next day, I received a munch from a friend of mine. So other people are now tuning into this whole saga. And instead of seeing messages on Facebook alone, people are messaging me on WhatsApp because they are seeing the sites, and the same site that blocked me, somebody else made a post and they asked me, Amrika, did you see this? I said, well, I can't see anything because they blocked me. So I posted it up. I said this because the person who posted it up, apparently she was scammed as well with my ID. But she sent the money to somebody else's account, which again, people, y'all, I understand how easy it is to get caught up in this because you are desperate to find a home. Sometimes you are in a living situation that you need to get out of, and this is a steal of a deal, or you see that this is an immediate situation that is going to solve your problems. But we have to think things through sometimes. Let our instincts talk to us. Ask certain questions. These people are so convincing that they would make you see an ID, right, with a name on it and send you a bank account number, or send you to meet somebody else that is not what is on the ID. And you will spend your money blindly and lose your money. And the person's face who is being used, name is being tarnished. And that is who is in your mind embedded as the person that has stolen your money. Make sense of it. Thankfully, that other person who was scammed, she contacted me. She posted that. And how I was able to see that she messaged me, I had to look at her name, search her up on Facebook, and click on messages to message her. And she had already messaged me, which I will again share. She messaged me. She said, your ID clearly was used. I ended up losing money through the bank, whatever. And I immediately communicated with her because of the way that she approached me. I called her, she called me back on thing, and only when we realized that the communication was breaking up on Facebook, I trusted, and I told her that in my messages, I'm trusting to send you my contact number. Because she expressed to me she's a teacher, and this is her position. And I, as a teacher, was in that same position a few months ago, and I understood it. I even met the young lady at the police station yesterday. The other person who I was able to communicate with on a very level-headed, human way. All of this is to say, we have to be careful out there. There are don'ts when looking for rentals. Most of the agents right now, because of the way the world is going, agents are being scammed. Many of them, this is what was told to me in me contacting persons and asking them. They have so many different requirements, right? They're asking if you're living with somebody, which is something normal. They're asking if you have pets, if you have dogs, or no dogs allowed. They're asking where you're working, what time you'll be coming home. Even some of them, they want to know what job the other person has. I was surprised, right? When it is, I told them, I said, well, I have one of my friends is a police. And they say, oh no, we don't deal with servicemen because the last situation that it had here, so and the man went off. So you would be surprised when you think that, okay, this is a situation where it could, work out, and the people will feel safe, that the people that are around you or you're affiliated with are safe people for a compound. He immediately shut it down. And most of them, there were a few of them that requested the job letter and they requested the IDs before even booking the appointments, because some of them said, listen, and this is how it was brought across to me, one in particular, well, let me don't waste time with the nitty-gritty. Where you working? I say, I'm a teacher. So what salary, you could handle the salary, and so could you send me your thing so that we wouldn't waste time if you coming to look for a place. The man literally wanted to know if I could handle paying the rent, and if I had loans. Some of them even required a bank statement in terms of if you have any debts, because if you have loans and so on and then you can't handle to pay the rent, no matter what your job letter show me, I don't know what your debts are. And some of them are requiring these things. It is hard for persons going to rent a place, and it is hard for agents trying to rent a place, but we have to move smart out here. I am speaking to you all with a smile on my face, and I'm thinking because I am literally over it. I am tired. I cannot stress anymore how frustrating this has been for me. And I could just imagine how these people are feeling losing their money. But my reputation, the image that I have as a teacher, as an educator, as an entertainer, somebody who has just finished having a successful season, as draining as it was, to see that my face is attached to something as vicious as this, and people are sharing it over and over and over, till the police had to call them and tell them to desist. Cease and desist, because you are literally cyberbullying somebody now who is also a victim. People, please use your common sense. Those who are looking for places to rent, meet these people in person. Make sure the ID card is lining up with the person you are meeting. Go with somebody. Make sure the bank account numbers is lining up. Make sure it's a business account you're sending to. All of these things are red flags. If you have not seen an apartment, you ain't see the person open the key, you are not seeing the people really in front of you and seeing proper identification, they are all red flags. I thought that I got away unscathed from a scam situation, and look, I ended up in an identity theft situation where they stole my identity and shared it time and time again. So far, I only know of 2 persons who were affected, where they spend their money. They met somebody personally and gave them cash, a deposit of cash, and the other person deposited to somebody else's bank account. And none of the people that they met or had to deposit to had my name on it. The only thing that they have attached to me is my ID card that was forwarded. And if you look at the picture clearly, you will see the same picture that is being circulated is the same picture that I would have taken with a white sheet in the back of my ID card. I took that picture with my phone and sent it directly to this Miss Alexander person in October. While I am very irate, I am hurt, I am frustrated, and I am also a victim, I am absolutely sorry that my ID is attached to something so vicious and these people are paying for it. But people, we have to move smart in this time. While agents are taking it as a necessary precaution to see your IDs and your job descriptions and so on before they meet you, for their safety, it is opening a space for scammers to flourish. We have to be really careful out there. We have to be really careful. I am saying this now. Anybody who sees my ID where my ID is being shared to them. Anybody looking for an apartment or real estate or rent a car or whatever the case is, I don't have any of the above to rent, to share, to sell, to nothing. I am now building myself as a human being, as an individual. I am now building myself. And probably years from now, I might have apartments and do Airbnb and probably rent houses, sell houses, something. But when that time comes, I will do it legit. As of now, if you see my ID card floating around or somebody sending my ID card as though I am renting a place, selling a place, doing real estate, please immediately go to the police and report it. You have not met me in person. I did not take money from you. I did not, you did not get my bank account information to deposit any funds. Please, take it to the police and report it. I am giving permission. My ID is being circulated without my consent. They are using people's ID and it's not mine alone. When I went to Fraud Squad, day before yesterday, a file was pulled out. The same lady, the Arlene Alexander person, who ID was used. She went in since last year, May, and made a report that she was receiving calls that her ID was being used to scam people. And in October, that same ID was being used to scam me. And thankfully, common sense prevailed. And this is not to bash. I'm not bashing. I'm not trying to defame anybody who has fallen at the foot of these scammers, because it could have happened to me easily. I am very sorry that these things has happened to you all. But please, please, people, be careful out there. Be careful. Get your proper information. Ask a question. Do not move in haste. You have to let good sense prevail out there, because people are wicked. People are vicious. There are people with children trying to just make ends meet and find a home, and all your scammers out there like devils out there. And then you all are taking innocent people, people with proper reputations, people who value their character. Thank God. And I want to say this loudly, and I want to say thank you to all of my friends, my family. I want to say thank you to all those people who have been following me for years. My page, my pages, I am very transparent with everything that I do, whether singing, whether cooking, whether talking shippiness, whether partying, whether I'm doing music, whether in class with my kids. I am very, very transparent. Thank you for defending me. Thank you for defending my character. I appreciate it. And those who I saw, some people I don't even know personally. I just know you from on social media. Some people who I don't even know, I didn't even know me or had my back. I saw you all defending me to the end. And I want to say thank you. For the past few days, I cannot express the stress, the frustration, the lack of sleep, the energy, the loss of weight. I was in tears for most of the times, and I cannot express to you how grateful I am. Y'all, I'm going to share all of the footage now. Love and light to everybody. I am praying to God that this will be sorted out by Fraud Squad, Cyber Unit, whoever needs to sort this out to find these scammers. And I pray to God those who would have lost their money with the use of my ID or anybody else's ID that was stolen from them. Because I'm telling you, I'm feeling raped of my identification from my ID. That I have no control over it. And there are people so vicious out there, they don't want to believe the truth. Because they don't know what to believe, and I cannot blame them. But at the end of the day, I am Rika Ushal Matru. This is the real person here. That is not my character. I am truly grateful for those who would have defended me and continue to defend me. And I really pray that good sense prevails. I really pray that people don't fall into this fray again. I really pray that these scammers are caught. And I pray that this is over and done with. There needs to be an association for these types of agents and so on. Landlords, you'll be careful of the agents that you'll have. Make sure that you have good accreditation for them, that you don't have people representing you that are frauding people, scamming people. You are tarnishing the lives of people. Thankfully, I am known out there that people could put their foot down and say, no, I know this person. Thankfully, my page is public and it's not a private page where I'm such a private person that now I'm afraid to tell people what's going on, because I ain't even sure. I'm sure I have people out there that they have private lives. And their ID is being used for this reason that they don't even know if to come forward. It is unfortunate. But as my brother said, I'm the sacrificial lamb. Maybe my platform was supposed to use for this cause. As heartbreaking as it is, and as unfortunate as it is that I had to be dealing with this stress after a successful season. If anybody heard my song this year, What Son? Like I'm trying to live up to my son name. I had a laugh at it. Because here I am doing a damn video about a scandal that my name calling in. But this is what it is. I am truly sorry that this had to happen. And it's unfortunate that I had to experience this, but I hope that people can learn from my experience. I'm going to share all the details now. You can peruse it, those who are willing to watch it. You can comment, you can ask your questions. I will respond as soon as I could. But Facebook and Instagram and social media right now, it has been so negative for a few days that I really don't want to be seeing anything negative. I just want this to be done and over with, and I could get back on track with my life of trying to be happy and pursuing my music and fulfilling my role as a human being to human beings and making a positive impact on the world, and not having this follow me, hopefully, because this is on social media. So 10 years from now, I'm hoping that this shit doesn't come back to haunt me, excuse my language. But love and light. Thanks to those who have given me guidance on how to handle this. I'm Rika Ushal Machra. I am out. Love you. Mwah.